Greetings to all. Greetings to everyone. I hope everyone is safe and healthy. I am Manish. Welcome you all on the behalf of entire Harithkram team. The idea behind the Cockatoo, the green chats, is to provide this platform for environmental enthusiasts out there to engage in the free spirited discussion. And we here at Harithkram are delighted to be able to provide this platform. The theme for today's session is Lunar Crater Lake, the mystery of science. Before proceeding further, we have a short video clip on the same. I would request technical team to play that. Thanks to technical team, I take this opportunity to introduce our our today's uh, our speaker for today's session, Dr. Atul M. Jethe, who holds PhD in applied geomorphology and having a great experience in teaching and have written books related to geomorphology and geography, and presently he is active member of Indian Institute of Geomorphologists in Allahabad, Indian Institute of Geographers in Pune, International Association Geomorphologists, Geological Society of India, Maharashtra, Maharashtra 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏 Parishad. Now I request Dr. Atul 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 to kindly share their knowledge with us.
Thank you, Manish sir. Good evening, one and all. Today I shall discuss with you Lonar Lake, a mystery of science. I would like to thank coordinators, principal, management of 𝗏𝗵𝗂𝗐𝗏𝗿 College. Thank you for inviting me to interact with you for today's talk. Let's begin with my presentation. My screen is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lonar Crater Lake, a mystery of science. So, impact cratering, that research has gained attention throughout the world. Why? Because the large event caused extinction about 70% of living species, including the dinosaurs and other animals. That is approximately 65 million years ago. So let us see what is meant by impact crater. Impact crater is a circular depression on the Earth's surface that is usually referring to a planet, moon, or asteroid that is caused by collision of smaller body, that is meteor, with the surface. So crater is a ball-shaped hole that is formed when an object hits the surface of a planet. So this is a view of a meteor. A meteoroid that is observed as it burns up in the Earth's atmosphere, that is called as a meteor. So looking to this image, we can come to know that the process of deep impact or the collision of smaller body, that is meteor, with the surface. When a small meteor enters the Earth's atmosphere, it burns up the meteor, and temperatures can reach as high as 400 degrees Fahrenheit, that is more than 2005 degrees Celsius. It can be released energy more than 8 times of nuclear atomic bomb, and the biodiversity of the Earth can be destroyed because of the deep impact. So that energy can go up to 29 million tons of TNT. So the largest impact caused the global changes to the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and biosphere. And meteoroid impact causes the destruction, as well as the not only destruction, but it is also responsible for the origin of life on the planet of the Earth. So we know very well there is an asteroid belt in between Mars and Jupiter. Here it is some of the meteoroids are there. So these are some of the important terms related to this topic. Asteroid is nothing but it is a large rocky body found in between the Mars and Jupiter. Then a meteoroid, it is a smaller fragment which is found. It is a fragment of an asteroid outside of the Earth's atmosphere. Then meteor, that is a meteoroid that is burns up in the atmosphere, that is called as meteor. And when the fragment that is made it to the surface of the Earth, that is called as a meteoroid. So these are the 4 terms related to this topic. So the small meteor can totally burst up in the atmosphere due to the highly friction with the atmosphere. So meteor at the night time, meteors are easier to see during the lower light condition at the night. So let us see the process of meteor crater ejecta formation. So these are the 7 stages of the meteoritic craters formation. The first stage is the contact compression stage, when that meteor stuck to the Earth's surface, such type of the shock waves generates. Then in the second stage, and that is called as the end of contact compression stage. In this stage, the refraction waves generates. In the third stage is known as the excavation stage. In that, the ejecta blanket that curtain forms, and the meteor may be vaporized, and the part or the rock can be melted. That is then the end of excavation stage. Then in that stage, transit cavity generate. Then the last but not least stage is the modification stage. In that stage, the fracture rock generates and the ejecta blown outside. In the final stage, in this way, the uniform rim generates, the fracture rock again generates, and the final breccia collect at the foot of the crater. So these are the 7 stages. So looking to this image, one can understand that how the meteoritic crater forms. Finally, due to the force of the meteor, such type of crater shutter cones develop due to the backforce. So, the observation of the shock evidence, the shutter cones develop. Shutter cones means the conical fractures with typical marking produced by the shock waves. Then the shocked materials, shocked in that the shocked quartz, high pressure minerals, then the melt rocks, such type of the melt rocks may result from the shock and the friction. So this is the largest ever meteorite found on the Earth's surface, that is 𝗏𝗏 of Namibia in Africa. Basically, there are 2 types of craters. Left side there is a volcanic crater, and the right side there is a meteoritic crater. Both of the craters are circular in nature, but the formation and the processes are different. When the volcanic, in case of the volcanic crater, when the volcano erupts, such type of the conical hill generates, and the crater find at the top of the conical hill. But in case of the meteoritic crater, when that hypervelocity meteor stuck to the Earth's surface, then such type of the ejecta blanket generates at the surface. So this is the, and the right hand side, this is the Behringer meteoritic crater, that is also known as Arizona crater, which is lies in Arizona state of located in Arizona state of USA. And this is the volcanic crater, which is San Benito Island from California of Mexico. There are 4 types of meteoritic craters. First is the simple ball-shaped crater on the basis of the shape. 4 types: simple ball-shaped crater, then the complex structure crater, then Pickering crater, and the multi-ring craters. So we know very well. This is our 𝗟RS Chatterjee. He is a scientist, senior scientist in IIRS ISRO, Government of India, who delineated precise crater boundaries, Mars impact crater. He studies Mars impact craters by using the segmentation techniques. So he studied the satellite-derived digital topography based on crater boundary detection and attribute measurements by segmentation and moments measures techniques. So this is the distribution of Earth impact sites. There are near about 198 impact craters found in the world. So here are the some diameter is given in kilometer. So this is the location map of Indian impact crater. As like Lonar Crater, there is a 𝗏𝗏𝗫𝗏 is one of the biggest crater which is located in Madhya Pradesh. Then Ramgarh is also one of the crater which is located in Rajasthan. There is again, here it is in Gujarat, there is a Lunar Crater, and there is again one of the probable crater, that is the 𝗪𝗏𝗁 crater. These are the 5 impact craters. So location and the silent features of Indian impact. Lonar, we know very well. Lonar is located in Buldhana district of Maharashtra. Here it is the year, formation year is given 52,000 years. The diameter is 1,800 meters. Then the Ramgarh, as I have discussed about the earlier slide, it is located in Varan district of Rajasthan. The formation year is 50,000 years, and the diameter is 550 meters. So 𝗏𝗏𝗫𝗏 is located in Shivpuri district of Madhya Pradesh, and the formation year is 2,500 million years before, and the diameter is 11,000. So the Luna is located in Kutch district of Gujarat. Formation area is 4,000 here, and the diameter is 530 meters. So 𝗪𝗪𝗫𝗁 crater is one of the probable one. It is not confirmed, but it is located in 𝗪𝗪 district of Rajasthan. The formation area is 3,000 here, and the diameter is 220 meters. So let us see the location map of the Lonar crater. Lonar crater is located in Maharashtra. Maharashtra in Buldhana district. Southern side of the Buldhana district, there is a Lonar Tehsil. So this is the satellite image of Lonar Crater Lake. So this is the map. This green color shows the part of Deccan Peninsula, the western part of the Deccan Peninsula, part of India. Here it is a Godavari. Lonar Crater is located in a Godavari drainage basin. Northern side of this crater is a Penganga River, right-hand tributary of Godavari, and southern side is a Purna River of the Godavari. And these are the cities which are located near to Lonar crater. From Mumbai it is 553 kilometers. From Hyderabad it is 475 kilometers. And from Pune, it is a round figure in 400 kilometers. From Aurangabad, it is 140 kilometers. So then the Jalna is one of the nearest city from the Lonar crater. It is 98 kilometers from the Jalna, and from Buldhana it is 80 kilometers. Meherkar is the nearest one of the town which is located near to the Lonar. It is 35 kilometers from the Meherkar. So it is only one crater in the world which is formed in the basaltic rock. So here it is the Buldhana district. This is Buldhana district, and we know very well in Maharashtra there is a Sahyadri mountain range, and the sub ranges of the Sahyadri are Ajanta and Satmala. This is the Ajanta range, which is lies in Buldhana district. In front of this Ajanta range, here it is a Lonar is located here. So Lonar Crater Lake scientist contribution. Initially, this Lonar Crater Lake was thought to be one of the volcanic craters. During the 1964 debate was started, Lonar Crater Lake and 𝗪𝗪𝗫𝗁, or it is a geobleme. So first of all, the crater was first discovered by British officer 𝗍𝗫 Alexander in 1823. Then G.K. Gilbert, he is a geologist. During 1896, he first recognized the impact crater on the Earth, that is meteoritic crater, and he compared this Lonar crater with the Beringer meteoritic crater, which is located in Arizona state of USA. Then during 1973, K. Frederickson from Smithsonian Institute of Washington, he studied very detail about Lonar Crater Lake with the Tata Oil Steel and Company, with GSI of India, that is the Geological Survey of India, IIT Kharagpur, NASA, National Institute of Oceanography of 60 boreholes inside of the Lonar crater, and confirmed that this is a meteoritic crater. So let us see it is also mentioned in ancient scriptures like Skanda Purana, Padma Purana, then 𝗪𝗪𝗫𝗁, and 𝗪𝗪𝗫𝗁𝗁 and Meghdut, and such type of the Kalidasa's epic. This is epic 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗁. In his 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗁, it is called in Marathi, that is 𝗬𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁𝗁 So this is the aerial view, because the shape of this crater is a totally round shape. He is mentioned, 𝗏𝗏𝗃 is mentioned in his even is in his 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, it is called it as Panchavsa, because there are 5 springs are there inside of the Lunar. 3 are the perennial one and 2 are the ephemeral springs. Also, it is called as Vijraj Tirtha. So Lonar Crater Lake, this is the geographical location of Lonar Crater Lake. It is only hypervelocity natural impact crater in the biggest in basaltic rock in the world. The speed of that meteor was per second 25 kilometer and per hour near about it is 90,000 kilometer. The weight was near about 20 lakh ton, and the energy, that the temperature was from the meteoritic impact, the energy released from 1800 degrees Celsius. The size of that crater was 55 meters and energy was 6 megaton nuclear bomb. The crater's age was previously it was discussed, that is 52,000 years. But although the study published in 2010 by the NASA suggested that the age of this crater is 5,70,000 years. The presence of masculinite inside of the crater, then the breccia, shutter cones, ejecta blankets surrounding to the craters, all these proves supports to the impact origin of the Lonar Crater Lake. The meteoritic impact impact came from the east, that is angle of 35 degree to 40 degree. It is notified now. It is notified as a National Geo-heritage Monument in 1979, and the area of 3.83 square kilometer was declared as a wildlife sanctuary in during November 2015. During 2018, UNESCO has given as a World Heritage status, and presently it is declared just now in 2021. It is declared as a Ramsar skull. It is a bowl-shaped simple impact crater. The diameter of this crater, Lonar Crater, is west to east. Diameter is 1,830 meters. North to south, the diameter is 1,775 meters. Depth of the crater is 150 meters. And whatever the water present inside of the crater, the depth of that water is 5 to 7 meters. Sea level of the ejecta blanket of the crater is 610 meters, and whatever the ejected blanket blown outside of the crater, that is 2 kilometers away from the rim. So it is a super highly saline and alkaline lake. So this is the SY topocid, 1:25,000, 56A/9 northwest. This is so the geomorphic zones we can categorize into 5 zones. The outmost, this is one outermost ejecta blanket is this. The second, this one crater rim. Then the third is the slope, or it is called as the preface slope. And the fourth is the crater basin, or it is a crater floor. And the fifth is the lake, which is the saline and alkaline. This is the IRS list 3 satellite image of the Lonar Crater. This is also 3D map of the Lonar Crater. And this is the DM map. Here it is, the height is given. Here these are the some of the ranges towards the northeast side. One can see that towards the west side, this ejecta blanket is decreasing towards the west side. Afterward, I will discuss about this, what is going on about the Lonar Crater Lake. This is the Landsat image of Lonar Crater Lake. This is Lonar Crater Lake. This red color of this satellite image indicates the vegetation, dense jungle, which is present inside of the crater. Here it is the delta, because this is the fault line. This is the major fault line at the front of this major fault line, and it is a spring. Here it is a spring. So there is a composite alluvial and colluvial fan, or it is called as a delta. This is the Lonar village. Lonar city is established at the ejected blanket of the crater. And from this crater, near about 700 meters towards the north side, there is again the small crater, that is Little Lonar, the depression of the north side. And here it is Gagan crater. Here is Kundapal Dam. Here it is one of the road is there also, ejecta blanket. This is the east-west cross profile of the Lonar Crater Lake. Towards the west side, there is a steep slope. So there is a low accessibility towards the west side. But towards the east side, having somewhat gentle one, then the west side slope. So there is a high accessibility towards the east side. So this is the panoramic view of the Lonar Crater. So this is a close drone view of the Lonar Crater Lake from the south side of the crater. This is the 6 kilometer, this outermost ring that is having the 6 kilometer path on the top of the rim. Taking to some research question, I have prepared this general lecture, whether the Lonar Crater Lake an astrobleme or geobleme, why the Lonar Crater Lake is ecologically very unique in the world. Then why did Lonar Crater Lake suddenly turns from the green to pink color? I will consist this point in my lecture. How we can determine the depositional environment inside of the Lonar Crater. Then why it is important to conserve the ejecta blanket from the Lonar Crater of this Lonar Crater Lake. So taking this question, these are the some of the objectives to study the ecological and geomorphic various dimensions of the Lonar Crater Lake. Then to study the depositional environment, whatever the sediment or the siltation occurring inside of the crater, then that part we will study. To ascertain the region behind the changing color of the Lonar Crater Lake, and to study the environmental problems which are the related to this Lonar Crater Lake, environmental problems. So these are the some of the characteristics about that. The Lonar Lake is the Earth's largest only hypervelocity impact crater, which is basaltic rock, which is present in basaltic rock at the Deccan Plateau in central Maharashtra. The landlocked water body, the Lonar Lake supports the microorganisms, which is rarely found elsewhere on the Earth's surface. The slope around the lake has a multiple ring trees. The first and outermost ring of lake is palms, and it is followed by the ring of terminal trees, then another ring of the bamboo trees. The lake and its ecosystem is a home of variety migratory and resident birds, apart from langurs, gazelles, and chinkaras. Then Lonar is named after the demon Naunasura. It is ringed by the fascinating temples, including one of the erotic sculpture remnant of 𝗪𝗁𝗲𝗄. Then Lonar Lake is notified as a National Geo-heritage and popular trekking destination. Previously, it was previously 500 meters deep, but now it has become 150 meters deep due to the mass wasting, debris flow, and alluvial deposition. The processes, these are the geomorphic processes. Due to that, the depth is increasing. The pH is very high, that is near about more than 10.5, but now it is a 10.5, and total dissolved solid inside of the water is 1,500, that is part per million. So this is very most of the people attract towards the Lonar Crater Lake due to the scientific, most of the science branches and social science branches we can study according to that point of view. Geology we know very well. Whatever the meteor, that meteor was rocky in nature or somewhat ferrous and metal inside of that crater. Meteor. So the geologists come over here to study that point of view. The geomorphology we know very well. Geomorphology is the science at the boundary of geography as well as the geology. Whatever the landform and the sections of the landform, for the study of that landform, most of the geomorphologists are interested in this place. Then the archaeology, whatever the materials find inside of the crater, that glass materials, weeds, they are dated back very thousands years back. Then historically, this place is very important because whatever the temple inside of the crater, the Yadava king was visit this place. The temples are there inside of the crater. The temple architecture is one of the branch. It is not science, but it is a branch. The temples are there. Previously, there were 15 temples, but now 12 temples are there. So iconography, that is a Murti Shastra. Inside of that temple, the very beautiful icons are there. Then this is the National Geo-heritage site. Most of the tourists are attracted to this site, that point of view. Then the ornithologist means this is a bird science. There are 160 birds are recorded, local and migratory birds inside of this crater. Then this is previously some years back, it is declared as a national sanctuary, flora, fauna, microbial life. Botanists are interested for flora, zoologists interested for fauna, and microbiologists interested for whatever the microbes present inside of this crater. Then this water of this crater is not normal water. That changes very surprisingly. So the chemistry peoples are also interested. This is a very interesting place, and so tourism center. It is a tourism destination. So the mythological aspect, one can study according to astronomical point of view. Whatever the jungle present inside of the crater, because there is a different type of climate inside of the crater as we go from the top to bottom. So the climate changes because inside of the crater is high humidity. So there is a number of plants are there inside of the crater. Mixed jungle, mixed evergreen jungle is also present inside of the crater. So the Ayurveda and medical science people also interested for this place. This is the GSI 10-digit geocode. That what is the meaning? As like the pin code 3111 131111. This is geocode. First 4 digit depicts about the area of western part of the peninsular part of India. The first 3 depicts that is the Indian peninsula. The next one tells about the unique and outstanding universal value of this crater. The next one, this is the scientific and intrinsic value place. Then the last one of the first 4 digits is a high tourist value of this place. Then next 2 digits, that means 1 and 3, indicates that it is IUCN number. That means International Union Conservation for Nature theme. Then next three digit, that is next 1 digit is the meteoritic impact. And the last 4 digit, that means 1111. The first one indicates or the tells about the accessibility. And this is highly accessible because we have seen that towards the east side, there is a very high accessibility. And then the west side. Then the next one tells about the state prevention, that is GSI Monument Wildlife Sanctuary. And last but not least, there is a potential threat, that is 100 meter. It is declared as a eco-sensitive zone. And the last digit, that is it is a geomorphology diversity, that is a geomorpho spot. This is the proper coast of the area of this crater. So this is the land cover map. This yellow color shows about the agricultural patch inside of the crater. Previously there was agriculture, 52 acres agriculture. That's composite alluvial and colluvial plan was characterized as agriculture. But now it is shifted towards the other direction. This is the lake. This is scrubby area outside of the ejecta blanket is characterized by scrubby area. Then this is a Kundapal Dam. This is the city, and these are the roads. This is the rim of the crater is characterized by a number of gullies. This is the major fault line. At the front of this major fault line, there is a fan delta. This is an alluvial and colluvial fan deposited towards the northeast side. And here it is accessibility is more highly accessible, and it is a disturbed one. This place is a very disturbed place due to the human enterprise. So debris flow, mass wasting, soil loss occurs to this side. So this is there is a little fluid erosion, continuous ejecta blanket, and this continuous ejecta blanket can be linked to the radial ground hugging debris flow. The ecosystem, as I have told that the ecosystem is totally disturbed in this feature crater because of human interference. So this is northeast side of this Lonar Crater rim and the slope segments. This is the ejecta crest. This is preface, rectilinear. This is basin floor, and this is the lake. This is the alluvial and colluvial material hover at the front of the Dhar Valley. Here it is. This is the major fault. This crater is characterized by its centripetal and centrifugal drainage system. Outer side from the ejecta blanket, there is a centrifugal drainage system, whereas inner side of the crater, there are number of rills and gullies are there. And the 5 are the major springs Okay, so the centripetal drainage system find inside of the crater. So these are the natural springs. So one of the interesting thing is that this water is the saline and alkaline water, but inside of this water there is a well. This well is having a sweet and potable water. So this is a northeast side ejecta blanket. This ejecta blanket, the slope of this crater is covered with a small tree, bushy vegetation, and deciduous. That bushy vegetation, deciduous, they avoid the erosion of the soil into the lake. So this is the beach or the basin towards the northeast side. So one of the interesting thing is that if you dig a pit in the basin away from the saline lake, after 30 minutes, it yields sweet and potable water in it. So very beautiful archaeological structure inside of whatever the temples are there inside of the 𝗪𝗫𝗁𝗫𝗫 temples are there. This is beautiful carving which is present in this temple. So absolute location of this 𝗪𝗫𝗁𝗫𝗫 15 temples inside of the Lunar Crater Lake. There is a 𝗪𝗫𝗁 temple group. There are 4 observation points are there towards the east side, northeast side 1, south side, southwest east side and southwest side, and the 4 observation points are there. And the temples are there, 15 temples. Here it is the Shukracharya Shala is there at the delta. It is located at the delta. Then here it is a rest house or MTDC is also located somewhat here. This is Shankar Ganesh temple, Ramgaya temple, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 temple. Most of the temples are Mahadev temples. Here it is a 𝗪𝗫𝗁𝗫𝗏 temple is also there. Ambarkhana Mahadev temple is there. Mugla Mahadev temple, Chopra Mahadev temple. These are the temples which are 𝗪𝗁𝗫𝗁𝗫𝗏 one. Here it is a Muslim tomb is also there, located on the inside of the delta region. So these are the rare temples having the best architecture. So this is very interesting one. This is view of 𝗖𝗵𝗁𝗧 temple with the beautiful carving, and it is located in the heart of the Lonar village. The Vishnu temple is the best example of 𝗪𝗁𝗫𝗁𝗫𝗏 style of art. It bears resemblance with the magic arts 𝗪𝗫𝗁𝗃, which has having amazing sculptures. This 𝗖𝗵𝗁𝗧 temple has 184 beautiful carvings like 𝗪𝗫𝗁𝗃. So this is beautiful carving. This image shows about the beautiful carvings on the temple. Ancient and real temples. These are the remains of the old temples, some of them. So as we have discussed that birds inside of the craters, these are the birds. The ornithologists discovered 160 types of migratory birds and the local birds inside of the Lunar Crater. To understood about the depositional environment, I have carried out the fieldwork of this Lunar Crater. This is MTDC. So the crater basin, there is a dense jungle, as I have told that about that. Due to the higher humidity level inside of the crater, people wear less clothes. So there is a narrow strip between the crater and the slope shoreline of the lake. West side of the crater floor having the very less accessibility because there is a very narrow strip inside of that jungle. And the epiphytes and parasites also find inside of this mixed evergreen jungle. So there is also another way towards the south east side. This is another way from the south. So we have done the one of the field visit, sandy and silty lake shoreline. There are 4 types of the silts and the histosols found inside of the crater. Black colloidal silt is there, brown plastic silt is also there, brown less plastic silt is also there, brown gray withered soil is also found. This Lonar crater is characterized by 8 to 10 rings of assemblies of different ecosystems. Inside of the crater, some of the metallic stones in the crater can float on the water. So this is the we have taken some sample histosols stratigraphical studies from 105-meter depth. Uniform sediment texture were there and silty clay found. Due to some bacteria having the magnetic properties, we have conducted such type of the experiment, pendulum experiment. So this is the analysis of gravity and magnetic anomalies in the Lonar Crater Lake. Gravity and magnetic anomalies inside of the crater is 2.5, that is milli-Galileo, that is the unit of gravity. So this is the geological image, geological map of the Lonar Crater Lake. Various types of flows are there. Inside of there is the alluvium. Alluvium is this is alluvium. Then the shared boundary horizon of the trap. Number of flows are there. So the soil inside of the crater has magnetic properties because the matter was the metallic in properties. It consists of ferrous oxide and nickel minerals. So therefore, the compass does not work inside of the Lonar crater. So the magnetic variation in the Lonar Crater Lake is we have seen that the compass does not work inside of the Lonar Crater. So the observation of impact shock evidence in the basalt rock during the field visit, we have done such type of the observations. So there is a again, this is the in situ profile. There is a red tachelic basalt layer. Here it is. This is the ejecta blanket. This is the free face lobe, and this is the part of inside of the Lonar crater. So this is one of the experiments we have conducted to check the pH or the alkalinity of the Lonar crater. The fresh water, the same quantity of fresh water, and this is the Lonar crater water taken in the this glass, and we use the turmeric and pour into fresh water. We get such type of the yellow color, and same amount of the turmeric we pour in Lonar water lake, whatever the sample taken in this glass. So such type of the color gets from that. So this is we can understood that this water is having very high pH and high alkalinity. So we have then this is the difference in between the normal water and Lonar water. The pH, turbidity, and these all parameters checked in college. Then there are number of insects inside of the Lonar Crater Lake. Animals also present in the jungle, whatever the mixed and the dense jungle inside of the Lonar Crater Lake. So the geological survey noticed that there are 352 species are recorded inside of this Lonar Crater. So during 2018 and 2019, this dissertation work carried out for MA/MSc student. We conducted near about 10 samples, soil samples collected from this Lonar Crater Lake inside of to check the depositional environment inside of the Lonar Crater. And that whatever the sample collected, that analyzed in my college lab, in my soil lab. To understand the depositional environment, the physical and mechanical, whatever that soil analysis done in the grain size analysis, mean, median, sorting, skewness, kurtosis, that checked. Then bivariate plot also, mean size versus skewness, mean size versus standard deviation versus skewness, standard deviation, kurtosis, mean size versus kurtosis. Then the visual diagram also, saltation, reduction, and suspension. This is the mode of sediment transportation, that is also checked. Then mean average, such type of the result gets mean size of the sediment ranges between -1.2 to 0.6. The sample are characterized by coarse sand. This is median value. Then this is standard deviation checked. The standard deviation value of the sandstone ranges, that is -0.3 to 1.3 millimeter. That is indicated very well sorted, too poorly sorted in nature. Then skewness also checked. The maximum samples are found in positively skewed, that means the sum of coarser in material. And the samples, finally, kurtosis indicates that the samples are characterized by very partially platypultic, that means platypultic, that is very leptopultic in nature, that means fine to coarser in material. So the finally such type of the result gets in mean, most of the sample are very coarser in nature. In standard deviation, most of the samples are poorly sorted in nature. We get in the skewness, we get the strongly positive. Most of the samples are strongly positive, and in kurtosis, we get the most of the samples are characterized by leptopultic in nature. So then Fisher diagram, that Fisher diagram in 1963, that Fisher has put for this model to textural depositional condition in the grains. That considering the results of his model, in the present study area, the saltation and suspension population is more dominant. This textural variation of the Lonar may help to interpret micro-environmental conditions. So in the present study, area value are matches with the region of the Lonar environment. So this is the probability curves showing the trends of traction, saltation, and suspension. So the visual plots indicates the dominance of saltation and the suspension population in admixture. So the depositional, finally we get the result, the depositional environment in Lonar Crater Lake. The predominant surface sediment type recovered with the Lonar Lake is a soft to very soft homogeneous mud with the in situ colors. At the bottom of the boulders, unconsolidated boulders are 2 to 3 meters in diameter, where locally observed down to the rectilinear slope of the crater. So this is the lithology of the lunar core, that is to check the paleoclimate of the Lonar Lake. This study is carried out by the Smithsonian Institute of the Mexico. So this is the depth. Here it is a depth is taken up to 1004. So that the samples are recorded here. Calcite material get in that. Then the rock samples, this metamorphism, tektite, masculinite, and such type of the metamorphic rocks also observed inside of the crater. So the presence of this masculinite at the lunar crater, that confirms it is a hypervelocity impact origin. So let us see the environmental and some of the ecological problems which are related to lunar water. So as we have discussed that annual fair of the 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗍𝗶 towards the southeast side, there is 𝗪𝗂𝗲𝗍𝗶 temple is there. So there is a very high interference. So the Lonar settlement located on ejecta blanket of the Lonar crater, that sewage water tank on the ejecta blanket, here it is located. That sewage water sips the water inside of the crater, and due to that, what happened? The salinity of the Lonar crater is decreasing, and the uniqueness is disturbing due to that. So this is the near about 70 to 80% of this Lonar city is located on the ejecta blanket, and ejecta blanket is very important for to understand the other planets impact crater. So this is the Nabi Nala Bund, which is located at that northeast side of the Lonar crater. And this is the problematic Kala Pani, or it is called as Kundapal Dam. What happened? This dam is located at the surface level, and the Lonar crater, the depth of the Lonar crater is 150 meter depth. This water seeps during the monsoon season. Water seeps down into the crater. So this location of this dam is a faulty location. Because due to that, what happened during 2002-2018, that water level of the crater was increased at that time, and due to in that Lonar crater, freshwater ecosystems find inside of the crater during 2018, recorded during 2018. There is a weak geology because whatever the basin floor, that alluvial material is collected at the basin floor. So there is a geology is a weak geology. So tree falls due to that. The plastic carry bags thrown inside of the crater. This is the threat. Pollution inside of the crater, because there was no control before 2018. Overgrazing inside of the crater were there. This is the Lonar Manta road constructed on the ejecta blanket of the Lonar crater. So that this blanket ejecta extending outward from the crater rim has progressively been brought under the cultivation. Therefore, blanket ejecta is decreasing. The city development taking place in approaching towards the lake, which is the major threat. The sewage disposal is another threat to the ecosystem. Ejecta blanket beyond the rim wall is either under the unauthorized or unauthorized construction. Demarcation of ejecta blanket yet has not been done properly. Previously, during 1971 was in this manner, but nowadays what is going on? This city is approaching towards the crater rim. Totally ejecta blanket is disturbed somewhere here, and here it is an unauthorized activities are there, agricultural patches are there that are approaching up to this ejecta blanket. Then this Lonar Crater, past, present, and future. Past, that means during 2060 to 70, ejecta blanket was in this manner. Nowadays, there is a totally disturbed ejecta blanket towards the east side. There is a market is also established towards the east side. And this is the Lonar town. Totally, it is located on the ejecta blanket. This is also here. It is also disturbed. And if we assume in the future the wet climate, this crater ejecta will be totally we find the disturbed in future also. So the changing scenario during 2015 to 2020, as we have discussed, there was agricultural patches, 52 acres agricultural patch inside of the Lonar Crater. But after declaration of national sanctuary, that 52 acres agricultural patches shifted towards the other side. What happened? That agricultural field changed into the thorny forest. Again, that ecosystem is also now disturbed due to that also. So this is the Lonar Crater Lake, some of the environmental and geomorphic problems. This ejecta blanket is decreasing. We have seen that. This Lonar town is totally located on the ejecta blanket. Here it is a sewage water tank that is also unauthorized sewage tank because water is going inside of the crater. This fan of, or whatever we called it as a alluvial and colluvial fan. Here it is a soil loss process is there, mass wasting and soil loss. Due to that, the depth of the crater is decreasing. This 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 dam is located somewhat at the surface level, and this lake is the depth of the lake is 410 meter, and this dam is located at the near about 550 to 60 meters above from the mean sea level. That water seeps inside of the crater. Here it is a agricultural patches also approaches towards the ejecta blanket. That ejecta blanket is decreasing. This is the Deccan Trap. So this man-made construction, also disturbing the natural beauty of the Lonar Crater Lake. So this is way to go to inside of the crater. So this is another way, as I have told in earlier slide. Presently, this is Ramsar side of the Lonar Crater is declared. This is a Ramsar site, and the boundary is determined. Again, from the Lonar Crater, near about 700 meters north side, there is again 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 crater is there. The structure is roughly oval shape, this 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 crater, with its outermost limits having the major and minor axis approximately 342 and 270 meters respectively. And it is a neglected crater. And one of the theory about that, the creation of this 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 crater is, some of the scientists tells about that it is a secondary crater. Means that when that meteor stuck to the Lonar Crater, that water due to the back force, that material again gone here and this crater form. And another of the view is that when that meteor into the atmosphere, that due to the friction of the meteor, some part of the meteor deflected towards the north side, and some part of the meteor that deflected towards the northwest side, and due to that meteor formed. This is also circular in nature. So there is at the rim wall of that 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 crater, there is a Motha Maruti. It is known as a magnetic Hanuman temple of the Lonar, and it may be the part of the meteorite, and it is located near the 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 Crater Lake, Lonar, which is having the magnetic power. So this is the in situ withered profile at the southwest side of that 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 crater. So looking to this withered profile, one can say this is also one of the impact crater, because if it is a volcanic crater, then its layer we find in this direction, but due to that force of that meteorite, this whatever the layers are there are tilted towards this direction. So this agricultural bed of the ejecta blanket of the Amber crater, that is the water dries during the summer season, and what happened? The agriculture totally it occupied by the agriculture. So this is also a 𝗪𝗏 crater too, which is located towards the northwest side. It is also neglected crater, and it is discovered during the 2011 by the 𝗟RC Chatterjee sir and me. So why did India's this Lonar water lakes suddenly turns from green to pink? This is the next part. The change detection in water color during June 2020. This is a Landsat image of the Lonar crater, which is taken in 5th June 2020 by the NASA. And this is also the Landsat image, which is taken during 10th June 2020. So these phenomena which are puzzled a lot of people because of the changing color inside of the Lonar crater. This is the horizontal view of that crater. So this Lonar crater temporal variation in the color from the May to 10 June 2020. The color has changed from slightly green to slightly red or pinkish in color. So this is the Lonar Lake mysteriously turned from green color to red color or somewhat pinkish in color. So there are two causes. Because of the fluctuation of the Lonar water lake. What happened during 2007 to 2015? Water level of the Lonar crater was decreased and salinity increased. Previously, the salinity was 1.2%, but due to the decrease in water, the salinity increased. It is 1.8%. So this is one of the cause, and another cause is that whatever the microbe present inside of the crater that are responsible. That microbes are responsible for to change in the color. What is meant by microbes? Microbes are very small organisms. We cannot see by our naked eyes. It can be divided 1 millimeter divided into 1,000 microns. Here it is microbes are vary in sizes ranging 10 nanometers to 100 nanometers to the microscopes. Then these are the locas, fungi, then viruses, bacteria also there. So the microbes are the first one on the Earth's surface. They are appeared near about 3.5 billion years ago. That means during the pre-Cambrian to the Cambrian era. So the green color of the water, it is a blue-green algae which is present inside of the crater. There are 16 types of the algae, then bacteria, fungi, archaeas, viruses. There is no oxygen present below the water. The Lonar Crater Lake is unique because of all bacteria, fungi, archaeas, viruses present inside of in the high salinity and high pH. So again, there are the cyanobacteria diversity also found inside of this saline and alkaline Lonar water lake. 𝗪𝗪𝗁𝗧, chlorella, Antidodesmus, Clostridium, Spirulina, Evelina, Indorina, then Pandorina, and Pendistrum, Cosmedium. Such type of the cyanobacteria is also present inside of that crater. These are the blue-green algae which are present inside of the crater. So this blue-green algae is 16 types of blue-green algae. Therefore, it is a super saline and alkaline this lake. This nanopore, it is a mini microscope. It can be used to single molecular detector to check. One of the interesting thing is that there are 3 types of bacteria found inside of the crater. Methane-eating bacteria. We know very well that methane is responsible for global warming. Methane-eating bacteria is also there inside of that crater lake. Then radioactive resistant bacteria is also present. That means 𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗪𝗏𝗧𝗪 are there. And as we have seen that, discuss magnetic properties of bacteria is also present inside of the crater. So this is the cause of change in color. This algae, that Dunalila salina green 𝗪𝗂𝗁𝗏 algae, it is a smaller unicellular algae. It produces beta carotene pigment and red chlorophyll due to photosynthesis process under the trace high salinity, high temperature, high sunlight, and the low presence of nutrient. It changes from green to red in color. So Dunalila algae changes from green to red color or pink in color. Then halobacteria is also. Halobacteria is one of the algae that try to maintain the water in their body. These bacteria absorbs lot of water in their they swells, and therefore they burst and they generate the beta carotene pigments. Therefore the lake displays change in color of the water. Then this is 𝗪𝗏𝗫𝗁𝗏 is also present inside of the crater, because 𝗪𝗏𝗫𝗁𝗏 Research Institute find out this 𝗪𝗏𝗫𝗁𝗏 is also present. The increase in salinity and the pH facilitated the growth of 𝗪𝗏𝗫𝗁𝗏, these microbes, mainly due to the 𝗪𝗏𝗫𝗁𝗏. Then again, such type of the phycoprotein protein pigment is also there. Red pigments are also there. Fine. Then phytoplankton, tetradecimium and erythium also present. So this whatever the color change, this is not something unique. Such things occurs globally. Let us see some of the examples. This is the 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 Lake. This is landscape image of 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 Lake, which is taken. This is 3rd August in 1969. The color was thus, and then it changes into during 13 August to 22 August 2011. The color has changed in purple color. Then again, the landscape image taken from 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 Lake during 2016, April 23rd April 2016, color was green, but that also changes in during July 2016. It changed into red color due to Dunalila algae, halobacteria. Then view of 𝗪𝗏𝗏 in Iran. This is the view of 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 Lake in Iran. The lake Hillier, which is present annually, it remains such type. This is Australian Hillier Lake. It remains the annually such type of in color. This is Red Lake in France. This is the Salt Lake in Jordan. This is Dead Sea of Senegal. This Lake Rabata Dakar in Senegal. It is also found in pinkish in color. Lake Tuz in Turkey. Torrevieja, the salty pink lake in Spain. Dusty Rose Lake, British Columbia of Canada. It remains such type of the pinkish in color. Then Lake Natron, Tanzania in Africa. It remains red in color. 𝗏𝗂𝗁𝗏𝗏, Salt Lake of Ukraine. It also finds in such a color, red color. Laguna Lake of Bolivia. It remains also somewhat pinkish or reddish color. So this is one of the research. The birds use the chemical in compounds in their diets to the colors their exteriors. Then flamingo depend on the plant derived chemical compounds to color their feathers, legs and beaks. So the pink wither of the flamingo comes due to the color of water. Then this is one of the research. Ghost and seed sugar water with the food coloring, which is visible in their transparent abdomens. So these are some of the recommendations for the conservation of the Lonar Crater Lake. Immediate diversion of Nabi Nala which are entering the crater from the northeastern side to the avoid the discharge of the sewage from the Lonar town inside of the crater into the lake. There is a need to control the human tourist interference inside of the Lonar Crater Lake. The city development taking place is approaching towards the lake and the ejected blanket of the crater. Therefore, there is a need to decide the total eco-sensitive zone of the crater by the government. Then immediate reconsideration and modification of the proposed Lonar Manta road widening plan by PWD so as to divert the said road at least half kilometer away from the crater. Strictly prohibition of the tree falling, hunting, grazing inside of the crater. Ban on the use of detergent soaps in bathing and washing activities at the Dhar and other freshwater springs. Uh, appointment of necessary and well-equipped staff to ensure the effective and conservation of the this crater ecology. Then some of the important suggestions: prevent the further any construction within 500 meter of the crater rim. Weekly market should be shipped from ejecta blanket of the Lonar crater. Then annual Navratri festival inside of the crater should be stopped. Shift the Hindu and Muslim crematoriums from the crater rim. Increase the eco-sensitive zone up to 2000 meters from the crater rim. So as like Lonar Crater Lake, 𝗪𝗏 and 𝗏𝗏 craters are equally important to understand the impact processes. So researchers, scientists, and government should give the equal importance to these craters also. And very important one, Lonar Crater Lake is a unique mystery of science. It is a responsibility of everyone to preserve the world heritage of the Lonar Crater Lake. This is a unique geographical site of the future research in the field of geomorphology and astronomy. This site can help with many clues to the future researchers in their missions to Mars and other planets of our solar system. Hence, we all should pledge to preserve the uniqueness of the Lonar Crater Lake. Thank you very much. So once again, I would like to thank coordinators of this program, 𝗏𝗵𝗂𝗁𝗧 College, Delhi, for inviting me to this lecture. I would like to thank respected teachers and all participants for patiently listening. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you, sir, for insight. Now I would like to request participants to turn on their mic and ask questions or write in the chat box.
First of all, thank you, sir. My name is 𝗪𝗏𝗃. I'm a student member at Harithkram, and for me, it was very heartening to see the presentation, the level of field work that you have done, and like there are few more geography students in this meeting as well, and I think they will agree to me. Your passion throughout the presentation was really noteworthy. Also, sir, I would request you to like have a glass of water, like you are just speaking continuously from the last 1 hour. So yeah, that will be there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And
thank you very much.
Also, sir, like I don't have any questions, but I didn't know that from an outset, I always know, okay, Lunar Lake is something which is a mystery, which is something unique. But after listening to this presentation throughout from the last 1 hour, I think it was one of the very few presentations online that I have read or I have listened to like without losing my concentration. So thank you for that. I don't have any more questions, and thank you again, sir.
Thank you very much.
Manish, over to you.
Now participants can turn on their mic and ask questions or write in the chat box.
Also, sir, like in the presentation, you mentioned about the encroachments around the like around the crater, around the lake. So, are the governments taking any like serious actions to help protect it?
Yes, yes. Nowadays, what happened? There is one of the team is there from Pune, and the local team is also Lonar conservation team is there. They are approached about that in High Court, Aurangabad, as well as in Nagpur. They are trying to save this crater. Uh, since from the 2015, the struggle is going on, and government also given the fund. Maharashtra government as well as uh, uh, central government also given the fund to conserve this place, because it is very unique one. Whatever the microbes and such type of the uniqueness is present inside of the crater. So government is also now trying to conserve this place.
Also, sir,
But
if I'm
what happened?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go on.
What happened? The local people, most of the illiterate people don't know what is the importance of this place, which is present in our India, because there are 198 impact sites found in world, but they have not uniqueness. What is the one of the biggest crater is present in case of the diameter in Ghana, Bosmoti Lake, and then New Cubic Lake is there in which is in Mexico, on New Mexico. They kept very nicely conservation. And as earlier I discussed about that Beringer meteorite crater, which is present in Arizona state. It is located in a desert region, but though it is located in a desert region, but that government of Arizona state, that means USA, they preserve very well in manner in USA. So such type of the conservation also done. We should have done about this Lonar Crater Lake. If we not taken the such type of the action, what will happen in future about the Lonar Crater Lake? Uniqueness of the Lonar Crater will be totally we will not find, because human interference is there. As I have discussed about that, towards the northeast side there is a bund is there, and the water, sewage water goes inside of the crater. Such type of the, and the peoples are approaching towards the west side. Unauthorized activities are there towards the southwest side. Some of the agricultural patches approaching towards the ejecta blanket. Ejecta blanket is very important one, because most of the scientists come here. I think NASA scientists come here and to check the other planets ejecta blanket. That means moon planets ejecta blanket, Martian planet ejecta blanket, to check that craters, impact craters. They come here and to check Lonar craters like ejecta blanket. So this place is very unique. So we should have to conserve this place.
Yes, sir. I was getting a point. Also, sir, like in the modern history, when was the last time, or say the first time, some international like people have arrived there to study?
Sorry.
Yes, sir. So I was asking, like, from the last 1 or 2 century, like from 1800 onwards, uh, like what has been the response of the international community? Like, it is just like this.
First of all, what happened during the 18th to 19th century, that 𝗍𝗫 Alexander firstly noticed. Henry Cousin also done the study about that. Whatever the temples present inside of the unique temples are there. Geomorphic styles temples are there, which are located at the basin floor, and that most of the branches we have seen, that the science branches and social science branches, multidisciplinary, multi-dimensional study we can do about this Lonar Crater Lake. So they noticed about that, and afterward that Gilbert also shown the similarity in between Lonar Crater Lake and the Beringer Crater Lake, which are the similar one in diameter. But what happened? Indian group of scientists were there up to the late of the 20th century. They assumed that this is a volcanic crater. And after the 1973, what happened? The lots of study, lots of universal that astronomers come here. Most of the researchers come here, and they done the research about that. I think so. One of the scientists from the NASA or the Gujarat University, that scientist, they find the tektite inside of that crater, and 𝗏𝗏𝗃 also find the glass material also find inside of the crater. And some of the NASA scientists, that means whatever I've discussed about from the Smithsonian Institute, 𝗵𝗁𝗁𝗂 discovered the basalt, which are present inside of the crater. But one of the interesting thing is that the 𝗪𝗏𝗁𝗂 is not available inside of the crater. So therefore, most of the scientists told that this crater is a volcanic crater, because most of the part of the near about 90% part of the Maharashtra plateau is occupied by the Deccan Tract. So therefore, most of the geologists and most of the scientists assumed that this is a volcanic crater up to 1973. So no has given the attention toward about that point of view. That means this is a meteoritic crater. And after this 1973, then most of the scientists from the outer world given the attention. This is a very unique meteoritic crater. So therefore, that problem arises because of the conservation of this Lonar Crater Lake.
Yes, sir. Also, sir, one last question from my side. Lonar Crater is also a very important trekking site. So,
Yes.
What would be the favorable months to come there?
Yes, yes. Favorable months are because November to February. During the November to February, these are the somewhat favorable months. But what happened? It is this Buldhana district lies inside of the that is intercontinental part. What happened? That's that time the temperature is goes below near about 5 degrees Celsius, 7 degrees Celsius. But the January, February is the best month, or December, January, February is the best month is to visit this place. And after monsoon also, because this place you will find very beautiful blanket of green blanket. That means ejecta blanket is inside of the crater, and so you will find very beautiful greeneries. Such type of you'll find, and you can make the ride on the rim, which is 6.5 kilometer. Outermost ring is 6.5 kilometer, and inside of the crater is that inside of the crater you can go and you can travel up to near about 4.5 kilometer inside of that. Total circle distance is 4.5 kilometer. It requires for by walking you will require 4 to 5 hours inside of the crater. If you will enter from the northeast side, if you will enter inside of the crater, you will require to see the total part of inside of the crater. You will require 4 to 5 hours. So you will come to know all the uniqueness. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Surely I'll someday visit.
Okay.
Sir, hello, sir. This is Aditya.
Yes.
Thank you for the lecture, sir. And sir, I have a question that, sir, we know that meteors have a cosmic significance. Like they somewhat exert cosmic radiation. So when during the formation of crater, will the crater will also have a cosmic sort of cosmic radiation? And if it's so, then that radiation can be used as energy.
Yes, yes. One of the research paper is there. I think so. 𝗪𝗏𝗂𝗵𝗏, then 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗧 is also their scientists. They have done research on this topic, the radiations and why gamma ray is also present in there on the ejecta blanket of the whatever the radioactivities studies also done on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Also, sir, one more question. Like we have seen a lot of temples around the lake.
Yes.
Which kingdom has it, like has the most credit for that?
Yes, 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍 during the 12th century, King 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍 mostly visit these places, and 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍 constructed during the 12th 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗵, that these temples are 12, whatever the inside of this is the floor, that means the beach, or it is called as the basin floor, that is located. These all 12 temples. 3 out of before there were 15 temples, but 3 temples are ruined, totally ruined, because they made up during the 12th century. King 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍 is Maharashtra. King 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍, he constructed that. And there is also one of the दैत्य गुरु शुक्राचार्य वेधशाला, demon 𝗪𝗠𝗍 is also there. दैत्य गुरु शुक्राचार्य is वेधशाला is also there inside of the crater. So that 12th century's king, that King 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍 goes credit to construct these temples. And in the heart of the Lonar, there is a 𝗪𝗸𝘁𝗲𝗿 temple. But during the Mughal Empire, that temple is covered by the soil and all, covered by the soil, because of the local, that people fear about this temple were maybe destroyed by the Mughal Empire and other Aurangzeb also. So therefore that was covered by the soil. But it is one of the biggest temple and very beautiful temple in the Vidarbha. The biggest temple in Vidarbha. That is part of in Maharashtra. Vidarbha is a part of in Maharashtra. This दैत्य temple is very beautiful temple, as like Khajuraho. Carvings are present. Beautiful carvings are there. So it is very biggest one. And maybe that 𝗪𝗸𝘁𝗲𝗿 also constructed by King 𝗟𝗻𝗲𝗍 during the 12th century.
Yes, sir. I was like seeing the pictures. The temples are really beautiful, and also like you mentioned about Vidarbha, I was reading an article like very recently about the water crisis there.
Oh, so yes, that temple is the biggest temple in Vidarbha, which is located in heart of the Lonar.
Yes.
Yes, it is not located. That दैत्य temple is not located inside of the crater, but it is located in the outer side of this ejecta blanket. Here it is located, somewhat here.
Yes, sir. I'll read more about ejecta blanket as well. So I've just read a few things about it. Sorry.
So these are the ejecta blanket. Here it is. These are the agricultural patches which are approaching to here. Here it is agricultural patches. Here are unauthorized agricultural patches. They are destroying the beauty of this uniqueness of this Lonar crater.
Very true, sir. I agree to you.
Okay.
Over to you, Manish.
Now I would like to request Rashmi ma'am to kindly say few words regarding the theme. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, Manish, you can go ahead with the vote of thanks.
Sorry.
Good evening, Manish. Before you go ahead, I would like to say a few words.
Okay.
I really like to, because I've been present throughout the talk today, and I really like the way Dr. Atul has touched upon different aspects related with Lonar Lake. And really, I congratulate you for this particular talk, wherein you have really related all the geoscientific aspects together and discussed every aspect, bringing both spatial analysis as well as a lot of field work related to that area. And I think so, all those, particularly who are from geography as well as the environment background, would have really appreciated the detailing of the work that you have done on this. Many of us would have heard about Lonar Lake to be a meteorite lake, nothing not beyond that much. But today we are really shown us through a lot of details related to this particular site. I thank you very much on behalf of Harithkram on this.
Thank you very much, sir.
Over to you, Manish.
Thank you,
Manish.
Atul, sir. Thank you, Atul, sir.
Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Samriddhi Singh for the vote of thanks.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. It was wonderful to hear Dr. Atul 𝗪𝗫𝗁 speak on today's theme, that is Lunar Crater for a very interactive question and answer session. Thank you beautifully through light on the current burning through your lucid presentation on the topic. Thank you so much, Dr. Atul 𝗪𝗫𝗁, for your insight. I would like to thank all the audiences for joining us in this session. Also, thank you, Raman sir and Komal ma'am, for always being our constant support. And also 𝗍𝗪𝗁𝗧 sir and 𝗦𝗰𝗶𝗲 ma'am for joining us. Last but not the least, thank you to all my fellow mates at Harithkram, without whom this event wouldn't have been possible. I thank you all for joining us today. Wishing everyone a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.